Hello everyone! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Emily. I am so excited that you clicked on today's video. Oh my goodness, July is over! No more birthday month for me. That's okay. There will be another one next year. We are going to talk about the 9 books I read in July. So on this channel, we talk about clean, Christian, happy, fun books. Lots of mysteries, lots of romance, lots of historical fiction, classics, all the good things. Okay, so I have my notes here. I am ready to go. So the first book that I read in July was The Crown of Rosamund by Michelle Ashman Bell. I did a whole vlog on this, a try a chapter. It was so much fun. I will link that down below if you want to go and watch it. It was a blast. I loved this book. We follow Rosamund, who has to flee her kingdom after her parents' death. There are evil guys trying to overthrow the kingdom, and she is put in the trusted hands of her parents' advisors. Jacob, that's his name, Jacob. And she is the rightful heir to the throne, but because all of these evil guys they want control over the kingdom, they go on a hunt for Rosamund to try to hurt her and kill her and take care of that situation. She learns how to fight. She learns how to reign and rule. There was a sprinkling of romance, which I honestly could have done without. I would say this is definitely more like teenage YA because the characters are that age. So it's teenage love, which I'm always like, okay, whatever. But it was sweet and cute. I think one kiss and it was like the last page. Really, really good fight scenes. I love me a good fight scene in a book or in a movie. I love that kind of stuff. Definitely would recommend. Loved it. Okay. The next one was The Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion, Volume 2. Oh, I do have that one right here. I forgot I had that on my shelf. Bam! Volume 2. I finished another one. It's short, very simple, very easy. I listened to it on my drive to clients' houses. We just follow Emma and sort of her crazy life. It's journal entries, so they're very quick, they're very simple. We're meeting different people in their town. We're still kind of ramping things up. I love the neighbor that she sends notes back and forth between the wall. They have a rat problem in this one, and so they get a cat, and that was hilarious to me. I really, really enjoyed this. It is a little bit slower paced, but from what I've heard, it gets faster as the series continues on. So I am now on the 3rd one. I think I have it on hold on my Libby app. So as soon as that comes in, I will continue on with this series. Very great Victorian era romance. I assume, because I've heard things, no language, no romance in the first 2 at least. She's just kind of ramping things up. The sarcasm and the wit, oh my goodness, makes me so happy. I laugh out loud as I'm driving. I'm like, that's so funny. Really, really cute read. I recommend these. They're cute. Okay, next one. I'm not going to go too deep into this just because this will be in my 5-star prediction video. But I did finish one of those 5 books. Woo! This is also on my 26 books to read in 2026. So I loved it. This is called Julia, inspired by The Extraordinary Life of Julia Child by Heather B. Moore. It was fantastic. I will go more into depths into that video, so make sure you're subscribed so you can keep an eye out for that. But I would definitely recommend any historical fiction by Heather B. Moore. I would highly recommend. Okie dokie. Okay, the next one, I might rant just a little bit. I had some problems with it. I think Amanda from Book Lover Amanda has that pen where she goes out. Picture that if you know her. Very similar vibes. Okay, so this next one, and it makes me so sad because I loved the first one in this series. It's called Secrets of a Duke by Martha Keyes. This is the second in I think a 4-book series. 4 books as of right now, I think. And I loved the first one. I absolutely adored it. And so I immediately got onto my Libby app, got the second book available, and I listened to it. And I was like so excited to go. And I had some problems. So we follow the main guy is the brother from the first book. So the 2 men are brothers in both books, if that makes sense. And so we follow him. He is the Duke. He is a new Duke. So he's trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And he wasn't supposed to be the Duke. It somehow came to him through deaths in the family and random cousins and things like that. So it was sort of a shock to him. And so he's trying to figure out his place in the dukedom and in the House of Lords and things like that. Our female main character, she works at this restaurant and gets into some trouble, and the male main character and she kind of end up together. She works in his house. Things happen. They fall in love in the end. Okay. Rant time. I'm reading this. I'm super excited. And then the main girl has a husband. So it's like, okay, what? The main guy is who she's supposed to end up with in the end. She can't be married already because that's not allowed. And so I was really confused. And so how it worked was the husband that she was married to, she only knew him for like 3 days, and he promised her the world and everything. And so they eloped, and he stole all of her money. So she's destitute. So that's why she's working at this restaurant trying to earn some money. And so the guy, the husband, is a drunk and he has gambling debts. And so he's in some very bad financial straits. And so he sells off the female main character to be the wife of a new husband, but they are still legally and lawfully married, and it said in the book, according to the church and the law. And so the Duke sees this happening, the male main character that she ends up with in the end, sees this and he purchases her. Not to be the wife, but because she helped him out with something at the beginning of the book. And so I'm like, okay. So the whole time that after the Duke and our female main character get to his house and she starts working in his house as a maid or whatever, and they start becoming closer and closer, the whole time I'm thinking, but she's married already. What? How does that work? It doesn't. I'm so confused, and I was perturbed by that the entire time. It ends up that she is not married in the end, but it just made me irksome and a little bit like that kind of icky feeling that you get in your spine where you're like, I'm not sure about this. I loved the first one. This one just kind of went a little bit downhill for me. I will continue on. I have the next one on audio or on hold at the library already. So I will continue on with the series. I just didn't care for this one as much because I found that relationship very, like, why would you do that? The whole time that they're getting to know each other and falling in love, she's still married. So I'm like, is that cheating? Yeah. So it was a little bit like, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. It ends up fine. She ends up being single so that she can marry the Duke or whatever. I just didn't care for it. It wasn't my cup of tea, I suppose, if you want to say that. Anyway, I hate ragging on books, but there was just that one thing the whole time I was like, but she's married. Anyway, the banter wasn't the same as the first one, so there were just a couple things that didn't quite work for me. I will continue on in the series though, so but I did just have a couple of those problems with this one. Totally a me thing. Yes. Okay. Lord Edward Dies by Miss Agatha Christie was my next read. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember a lot of this. Whoopsie. But I love, it's a Hercule Poirot one. And so I looked up kind of synopses online, and I kind of remembered a little bit. It was really good in the moment. I do remember that. There's just been a lot that has happened from when I read it to when I'm filming this. I read that at the beginning of July and we're in the beginning of August. So there's a lot of months that happened. So my brain, it like leaked out of my ears just a little bit. Anyway, Lord Edward Dies by Agatha Christie is about a woman who doesn't want to be married anymore. And she teases that she's going to get rid of her husband. He ends up being ended. But the now widow has an alibi. And so Hercule Poirot is trying to figure out, okay, who really, murdered this guy? What's going to happen? How does this ex-wife come into play? There's lots of like double identities and intrigue and things like that. Very interesting in the moment. Obviously not one that stuck with me, but very interesting in the moment. I do remember that. Okie dokie. The next one I read that I started at the beginning of this summer, had to return it back to the library, and I got it again, woohoo, was The 9 Moons of Han Yu and Luli by Karina Young Glazer. I loved this middle grade. It was superb. It is dual timeline. We follow one boy, Han Yu, who is in like ancient China and on the Silk Road. And then 1930s, I want to say, in Chinatown, New York, I believe. Like I said, it's been a while since I read this, so gotta make sure that the memory stays sharp. And so we follow both of these timelines, and there's a connection that comes through at the very end that you see how it's connected. And on each timeline, they're trying to help their family. In the Han Yu timeline, his family gets sick, and so Han Yu goes on the Silk Road to sell the goods that his family needs to sell so that they can earn money. They're all sick, so he also wants to find something to help them when he returns back home to help them recover from this sickness. He finds all these different animals on the way. He finds all these different people that help him out because he's just a young boy. He's scared. He's on his own. He's not entirely sure what to do. And so he finds these good people. He finds some bad people too, but he finds mostly good people that help him. Really, really good. The narration on both timelines, top notch. In the 1930 timeline with Luli, she, I think it's during the Great Depression era, and so everyone is struggling financially. And so her family owns a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown, and they own the building that it's in. And so they have tenants, and no one can really pay their rent, and no one is coming into the restaurant, so that the mortgage is harder to pay each and every month. So the parents have to go find different jobs. And Luli kind of takes it upon herself to solve the problem in the best way that she knows how. And so she kind of starts different museums with all these cool little artifacts. And art is involved with this book, which I just love. I love anything to do with art. And so I think it was a fantastic read, great for kids. Both narration, because I listened to it while I was driving around in my car. Really, really good. I loved it. Hands down, would totally recommend. Okay, the next one. Yay, I finished it. I finished the chunker. Woohoo! So this is Come Unto Me. This is the volume 2 in a 3-volume series, The Kingdom and the Crown by Gerald Lund. Oh my goodness gracious. This is biblical fiction. We follow a fictionalized family in the time of Jesus, but Jesus in Jerusalem, like AD, whatever. And all the apostles and everybody, they are characters in the book, but it definitely follows all these fictionalized characters in that time. There's a lot of you have to read these in order because it follows directly after the first one ends. And so we follow this group of zealots basically, and the leader has decided to follow Jesus and his teachings. And so he's really trying to compartmentalize his zealot movement and all of his zealot friends with this new teaching of Jesus and loving your neighbors and being kind to those around you and turning the other cheek, things like that. That's really hard for him to understand. And so throughout this book, our main male character, Simeon, he's really struggling with that, trying to figure out how to merge his two worlds. And it's a really cool, I love the character arc of Simeon because there's so many times where we have to kind of reconcile, oh, I love Jesus, I want to follow him, but I kind of like this thing as well. How do I kind of merge those two? Following Jesus is always the best path type of thing. And I love that. I think it's a really cool story. I loved the Roman characters, all the Roman sentries and things like that. They're part of this as well. There's a lot of espionage and trying to figure out what's right and sneaking around, and such a good series. One more for my reread of this series this year. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Would highly recommend because it's fantastic read. Okay, 2 more, guys. The next one that I finished was my next one in my Lady Hardcastle mystery series. I love this series. Highly recommend. The audiobooks are completely fantastic. All are on Kindle Unlimited, FYI. The next one is An Assassination on the Agenda by T.E. Kinsey. So I am close to finishing it. He is currently, T.E. Kinsey is currently writing new ones. And so I'm almost caught up to what is out. I think I have like 2 or 3 more books. There's like 13 out right now. So I've been reading these for a couple years. In this one, we follow Lady Hardcastle and Flo, her maid, and their relationship is something that you wish you had. Someone that loves you no matter what, who is that true best friend that is like, yeah, this is who she is. Take it or leave it. She's with me type of thing. They are true best friends, and I love that. We learn in past of the series that they have worked for the government doing like spy work. And so this is brought back into this book where there's some sort of assassination attempt on a visiting dignitary. And we're coming up to World War I times. So it reminded me a lot of how World War I started, because was it Archduke Ferdinand? Am I totally making that up? I can't even remember. Who was shot as he was driving in his motorcade, and that's sort of what started World War I. And this is very similar to that, kind of foreshadowing what is going to happen. And I loved it. The banter between Lady Hardcastle and Flo is just adorable. They are go-getters. They don't let anyone get in their way, but they do it in such a positive, fun, happy way that it's like, okay, we're here, take it or leave it, but we have a job to do and we're just going to do it. And I love Lady Hardcastle because she's brilliant, but she comes off as this flighty socialite. And I love that. I love that so much. They're just adorable, and I love these books. There's no language. There's no romance at all. They're truly just about this friendship and the friends that they make on all of these different adventures. Oh, I love them so much. And Flo hates cows, which I think is just so funny. She's like, oh, those evil cows. And she sees them as they're driving by. Ooh, those cows. It's really funny. Very cheeky. I love it. Okay, the last one that I read this month, or in the month of July, was a cheesy cowboy romance. I was on a flight back home. I was tired. I just needed something very light, very fluffy, very easy to digest. I didn't want to think too much, and this was perfect. So this is called Waiting for the Rancher by Jody Headland. Now, Jodi Headland is a Christian author. Her books are published by Bethany House. And so I know that they're not going to cross that line, but I will tell you that she flirts with it in regards to content. She doesn't cross it, but there is a lot of, especially in this one, there's a lot of like yearning and angst and talking about how beautiful the other one was and how much they want the other one and things like that. It doesn't cross the line by any stretch of the imagination. It is very much kisses only, no swear words. But there's lots of angst and desire and stuff like that. And I think it's funny, just as long as it doesn't cross the line, which they don't. But if you are even a little bit sensitive to that, maybe stay away from Jodi Headland because she does flirt with that line a little bit. I found it hilarious. This one was so unrealistic in my brain, but it was exactly what I needed at the time. Y'all know I love a cheesy cowboy romance. I love them. They're kind of my guilty pleasure. And this was... Okay, I ran out of storage, so I had to do some finagling on my phone really quick, so the angle might be a little bit off. I was talking about Waiting for the Rancher, and I think I was just on the synopsis part of it. So our main guy is... We have the opening scene where our main guy is helping his best friend get ready for his wedding. Come to find out, the bride doesn't want to continue moving forward, and so she uses the best friend to kind of break up with her fiance, who is his best friend. So main male guy, best friend, bride uses main male guy to break up with fiance. Makes sense? Anyway, and the best buddy is really mad at our male main character. He's like, you did this to me. How dare you? It's horrible. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit, he did him dirty. Not gonna lie. I was reading, I was like, I can relate to this buddy because that I would be furious too. So anyway, the female main character is that best buddy's sister. And so they have a pact that they can't date each other's sister, but the male main character now sees the little sister in a different light. She works at his ranch helping with new colts who are being born, and they spend more time with each other. All the yearning comes out. It's kind of funny. Very good, very cheesy, perfect for exactly what I wanted. But just know going into it that it is cheesy and very unrealistic, and you kind of roll your eyes at some of the decisions that they make. But it's funny and a good time. It's a good escapism book and a good kind of palate cleanser to be like, okay, I'm just gonna read this. Okay, that is it. Those are the 9 books that I read in July. It was a really good reading month. It's very, very exciting. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. That was very kind of you. I had a great birthday. I have a book haul coming up that will be fun. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. All these books will be linked in the description box. And please, in the comments, let me know your thoughts, and we will chat very, very soon. Bye. Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Emily. Hold on. Slowly dying.